Are you ready for the annual Social Connections Summit? It's happening August 5th and 6th. This year's summit theme is all about building trust and connecting authentically. That's in both your personal and professional life. Experts, coaches, and social wellness practitioners from all over are going to gather to this one spectacular event to help bring the joy of connection, community, and camaraderie to you. If in your personal life you feel unsupported with your current social circles, or if you don't have a group of peers that are close to you in age and share your interests and lifestyles, if you feel shyness or anxiety when meeting new people, this event is for you. It's going to help you improve your personal life. And in your professional life, if you feel more like an outsider than a team member in the workplace, if you feel like you don't have peers at work that know what's important to you, or if you feel like you always have to go along to get along, you need to be at this event. I promise you, you will leave empowered with skills and knowledge to create the social, emotional support that you need in both your personal and professional life. You don't have to just be friendly at work. You can actually be friends. Come find out how. Early bird tickets are on sale now until June 1st. Early bird ticket holders will receive a private, personalized one-to-one coaching session from up to 3 different coaches of their choosing. That's right, early bird ticket holders will receive private, personalized coaching. If you've been afraid to invest in a coach, this is your opportunity to test drive. If you want an experiential learning environment like none other, where you're going to gain insight from world-class professionals, be empowered by personality tests like the Enneagram and DISC assessments, and have an opportunity to network and share your experiences with others who feel exactly as you do, get yourself to the annual Social Connections Summit happening August 5th and 6th. Go to patternsof possibility.com to get your tickets, or check the link in the show notes. I'll see you there. Hey, what's going on? My name is Coach Lee Hopkins. My pronouns are he, him, his, and you're listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast. This is a podcast dedicated to helping you replace harmful patterns with new possibilities. In each episode, we'll explore topics that inspire you to be yourself, live your truth, and make lasting connections. In this episode, we're going to talk about what it means to be complimented or criticized. Complimented or criticized. For me and for many other people, they seem to be one and the same. In this episode, we're going to talk about what stops you from believing in a compliment, how it harms your relationships with others, and what you can do about it. Are you ready? Let's go. You know, I was often criticized so much. I was just so used to criticism that I was really, really skeptical when I was getting a compliment. I used to be terrified of people saying bad things to me, but those are the only things that I would believe about what people would say to me or say about me. Oh, you're a bad person. You have poor hygiene. You're poor. You don't have any money. You don't dress well. You're not smart. You're stupid. Those are all the things that I would believe about myself. If people said those to me, if they said something that was complimentary, like, oh, you have a nice smile, that was a lie. That underneath all of that was some kind of twisted way of trying to hurt my feelings even more by complimenting me, because I certainly just could not believe that. When I was a kid, I had braces, and before that I had these teeth that just kind of stuck out. They were just the most, they were like horse teeth, right? It was pretty painful at the moment, but now I feel safe, so I can laugh at it. But when people said nice things to me, I was just so used to not being complimented that the compliment wasn't real. I felt as if I believed in the compliment that it was another gotcha. It was a joke. It was like, ha ha ha, nice teeth, Queen Latifah. You know, because I had these bucked out teeth, and in my day, Queen Latifah was really, really popular, and she's probably still popular now, depending on who you talk to. So I guess only a subset of people will get that joke. But listen, what I'm trying to say is I just couldn't believe in something kind that was said to me. And I carried that with me for a very long time. And I used to be terrified of people saying bad things about me, and I would just, crumble. But that was the only thing I would believe about what people said about me or to me. And I really wanted to be praised. I wanted to be appreciated. I wanted to be understood. I wanted to really be able to accept that compliment. I just didn't know how to. And I didn't know how. So what I ended up doing, and this is partly why I do this friendship coaching, social connections coaching, business culture coaching. I help people make authentic connections. Why I do all this in the first place is because I had so much trouble, making my own connections. And that was a big key. The key is that I couldn't hear people if they were telling me something that was true. Like they were telling me about their own experience with me, unless it was a negative experience. And then I would resent them for that, telling me about the negative experience that they've had with me. So if someone said, great job, good job, I'd question it. I'd wonder if they're being sarcastic, right? I would spiral into other thoughts along with it. What did I do wrong? What do they really think? Man, these people are so mean. I just don't get people. And I wanted to move as far away from people as possible, but I also wanted to be connected, heard, appreciated, understood. Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. Somebody out there knows what that feels like. I'm with you. So what do? I really couldn't acknowledge that idea that people would think of me fondly. They wouldn't. I was really stuck in that. And that right there is what kept me disconnected from people. And if you're feeling that way about when people give you compliments, that's something that pushes you away from them. Because connection, the idea of really connecting with someone, is that you acknowledge their view of the world. You acknowledge how they feel about their experiences. And you validate that you understand. And validate means that you demonstrate that you understand how they feel about their experiences. So we break that down a little bit and look at the compliment and how it disconnects you, how it disconnects us. So if someone gives you a compliment, what they're really doing is telling you how much joy you have brought them. They're sharing with you something that they've noticed in their environment and their experience with you, that they just have to say, hey, that was amazing. Hey, your hair looks nice. Hey, nice teeth. Whatever. If you were able to take that at face value and believe that it is a joyful moment that they're sharing with you, you would have a lot better connection with them. The first thing that you want to do when connecting with people is acknowledge their view of the world. And then this person who has just complimented you has just said, I think you're amazing, or I like you, or there's something about you that inspires me so much that I have to open my mouth to tell you about how excited I am about it, about this experience. They want you to know how much you have moved them. And this is how I think about compliments these days. But Lee, what if it's like a backhanded compliment? Okay, it's a backhanded compliment. There's something underneath it. They're rolling their eyes or whatever. Well, do the same thing. Accept it as a genuine compliment. Accept it as the first step. Accept it as a genuine compliment. I don't want to go too far off the rails, but what you really want to do is acknowledge their view of the world. Acknowledge what has been said. And then get curious. If the first thing that pops up in your mind is like, no, why? I don't get it. Don't let that be the first thing that you express. Don't let it be the first thing that you express. Express your gratitude for someone who's acknowledged something wonderful about you that you may not have noticed yourself. Wow. Thank you for your compliment. If I may ask, what did you notice? What specific behaviors did you notice in me? What do you like about my teeth? But seriously, get some more information. Be able to ask them to help you paint that picture of what is so awesome about you. And here's where you're going to figure out whether this compliment is genuine or if it's a bunch of BS. Someone who has a really nice, genuine compliment for you can really point out exactly what it is that lights you up or that lights them up about you. They can point it out to you, and that can help you understand more of their view of the world. So if you're feeling kind of skeptical about it, I'd ask you to just first accept the compliment. Acknowledge, when you accept the compliment, you acknowledge their view of the world, you acknowledge how they see you. And then step 2, get curious. If you're skeptical, get curious and ask for more information. And please be sure to do it in a way that is not like, you don't really do that. You don't really like this. I don't believe you. They're not trying to convince you. Well, it puts them in a position in which they are trying to convince you that of their view. And to connect with people, you just accept their view. You don't make them try to prove it to you. What you want to do is get curious about their view by asking them, what is it that you had noticed about my behavior that makes me so awesome? What did I do specifically? What do you like about my smile? Can you say so? Do you say something about that? Because I'm just curious. I just want to know. And I'll tell you what, in my experience doing this, anyone who gets their view of the world validated, they want to tell you more. They want to tell you more about what they experience with you. They'll have no problem in sharing these really cool things that they've noticed about you. It is just your duty to be able to believe them when they say it to you. And that's how you make a more authentic connection. So if you're out there dismissing compliments, please don't do that. Please get curious. Accept the compliment and get curious about what this other person has known to you. I guarantee it's going to help you make a better, more authentic connection with them. I'll be right back with the answer Reddit question. What if there was a way to gauge how well your social connections are going to support you? Maybe you've listened to this podcast many times and you kind of wondered, maybe you think your friendships aren't that bad. Maybe you think that they can do better. Wouldn't it be great if there was a quiz or something to help you find out? Well, there is. And that's why I'm talking to you about it right now. Just go to patternsofpossibility.com and you'll find my quiz to gauge how well your social connections are going to support you. That's in your personal life and professional life. Aren't you at least a little bit curious? Go to patternsofpossibility.com and take your quiz to find out if they're going to be able to support you when you need them the most. All right, now it's time for the Reddit friendship advice question. If you have a friendship advice question that you think I should answer, tag me in it on Reddit. My handle is Brilliant and Resilient. That's Brilliant, the letter N, Resilient. Friend gets irritated when I compliment them during tennis practice. Do I keep complimenting them or no? Me and a couple friends are doing tennis for the first time at our school. We've been through 5 practices so far. Whenever I think my best friend hits a good serve or has good form or anything, I tell them that. I.e., hey, that was really good, or good job, or that was a good hit. Thing is, they get kind of irritated when I do this. They claim they don't like people complimenting them because it feels fake and forced. They say this with any compliment someone gives them. It makes me feel frustrated sometimes. I understand because I used to think that too. Sometimes I still do. But now I appreciate it when people compliment me because it helps me to know what I'm doing is right or wrong. I think communication like that is really good for a sport. It's not like I'm complimenting them either. I try to compliment most of my teammates. Sure, some more than others because I'm closer with some people, but I try to make it so everyone feels supported. I just don't know what to do. I wish they would realize that I'm not lying to them. I wish they had more confidence in themselves. I don't want to stop complimenting them. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know. But I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable either. Should I stop complimenting them? Or should I continue to compliment them regardless of what they say against it? Hey, Redditor, this is a really great question because people do react this way with the compliments. Like, I don't believe in you. We just had a whole episode about that, right? We just had a whole episode. People don't believe that you really see that they're doing well. And that is your friend's issue. That is their friend's issue. That is your friend's issue. And that is your friend's issue. They are having difficulty accepting compliments. And now because you want to connect with them, it is also now your issue. If you want to connect with them, they've made it very, very clear that complimenting them is not the way. Complimenting them frustrates them and triggers them with something that you don't know anything about. It's just in your natural, wonderful, supportive attitude and persona to share the joy that you see when other people are doing well. You just like to do that. You're like, yeah, hey, amazing. I'm going to want to be very supportive, and that's how you show support. And it seems like the purpose of you complimenting is to show support for what they do. Here's the thing. It's not working. There's something going on with them that is not able to receive your compliment. And it probably could be all the things that I had mentioned when I was unable to receive compliments, but now I love them. And now you love them too. I think you said somewhere that you understood how they feel. You understood how they feel. Perhaps you were in a situation in which you felt pretty despondent and pretty frustrated with compliments yourself. You didn't like them. You were suspicious of them. And so you can understand how your friend feels in this moment. So I'd like to draw back to the reason why you're giving the compliment in the first place. And once again, poster, Redditor, you did a really great job of sharing your feelings and your insight and why you do what you do in the first place. It's really helpful to understand what steps you want to take going forward. So the reason why you share compliments, you give compliments to them, is because you want to encourage them. I want to really reiterate and stick with that point, is that you want to encourage them. You want them to know that they're doing a great job, and there's reasons for that. So this is what I would suggest for you, because it's not working. They're getting more frustrated, and you in turn are getting frustrated because you don't know how to show support to the friend that you want to show support to. You want them to know that they're doing well, and however you're delivering that message is just not coming through. It's more frustration and anger for them, and more frustration and anger that you're not able to get your message through. So let's try something different. Let's think about this part of your post right here where you said, I try to make it so that everyone feels supported. And the way you make people feel supported is to cheer them on, is to say, good job. But this person doesn't feel supported in that way. Remember, the ultimate goal is to make sure that they feel supported. So perhaps asking them how they could feel supported, what it is that they need to help them feel supported and a part of a team. Maybe there's other gestures that you could do that will be helpful. But ultimately, a conversation about how you feel about supporting them in your way, complimenting them, and understanding what they feel with the compliment, like deep diving into it, having a nice conversation about, well, what is it about these compliments that don't make you feel supported? How can I help you be supported? Would you rather me just talk about the actual hit that you did? Nice technique? That's probably still a compliment to them. Who knows? There could be something else. There could be something else that they're looking for. I think it's worth it to have a conversation with them about how they can feel, how they can be supported by you. And it might be an answer that you don't want to hear, they may not want you to shout out, "Yay, good job, that was a really great hit," because it triggers them. And you can support them by not triggering them with whatever's going on inside them. Maybe understanding what's going on inside them and supporting them in that way. Like, yes, friend. Essentially, when you stop complimenting them, you stop triggering them to have those feelings of insecurity that they have. And you say to them, yes, friend, I hear you. I'm not complimenting you. I'm not triggering you because I know you. And the last thing I want to do is hurt you. What I really want to do is show you support. And this is how I show you support. I restrain myself. I'm not jumping. I'm not super excited. And I just say, I don't know, you smile, whatever it is that they need. But if you'd like to show them support, listen to what it is that they need for support. I highly suggest, please do not, this is what I'm saying, please do not try to continue to force your compliments upon them. They are not ready to receive those compliments. And if you create a space in which they can be okay with not receiving compliments, being told that they have to, and allowing them to unpack and come to you to explain why they don't want compliments, they will definitely be able to move to be more trusting of you, and they will believe you when you say, good job. They just don't believe it right now. So get on their level, get with their point of view, and understand that that's where they're coming from. Meet them where they are. Redditor, thank you so much for asking your question. I know that you didn't ask me to answer it, but I did, and I hope that it helps. Best of luck to you. Take care. My name is Coach Lee Hopkins, and you have been listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast. You can find me at patternsofpossibility.com and on all social media at Patterns of Possibility. And as always, I want to encourage you to be yourself, live your truth, and there you'll make lasting friendships.